Welcome to Jom Studylah YouTube channel. Hello everyone. Hope you are doing very well in your studies. Today's lesson is about reviewing past year multiple exam questions for spring 2020 part 2. Without further ado, let's get started. Question number 21. Which process is not used in the preparation of an insoluble salt? The answer for this will be C, which is crystallization. Which statement about group 1 and group 7 elements is correct? If you look at the group 1 alkaline metal, we have potassium, and group 7 we have non-metal, where we have bromide and chlorine. So, this question they want to find about which element about group 1 and group 7 is correct. So the answer would be when potassium bromide react with chlorine, it will produce an orange solution. So when chlorine is bubbled through potassium bromide solution, the solution will turn into orange. So the answer for number 22 would be D. 23. The property of the element titanium can be predicted from its position in the periodic table. Which row identify the properties of titanium? Titanium is used as a catalyst, such as polyethylene production. So, the first one can be used as a catalyst, so it's a check, it's a right. Titanium is electrically conductive, so it means that it's conduct electricity. So, give a check. And titanium form, some titanium-3 compound contain the Ti3 plus ion, which are usually blue-violet in color. It means that it forms color compound, emphatic, and it does not have low density. So the answer for 23 would be B. Which diagram shows a mixture of noble gases? The answer for 24 is A. 25. Which property is shown by all metals? All material possesses some degree of conductivity. So one of the main characteristic of metals is their ability to conduct heat and electricity. So the answer for 25 will be B. Many metal carbonate decompose when they are heated. Which row describe what happens when potassium carbonate, calcium carbonate, and copper 2 carbonate are heated using a Bunsen burner? So, let's look into the properties of each of the item. Copper 2 carbonate is quite unstable and decomposes at relatively low temperature. That means it decomposes very easily, which is copper carbonate. So the first column decomposes easily is copper 2 carbonate. And then let's look into the calcium carbonate is difficult to decompose and it required heated above 840 Celsius. Okay, so checklist number 2, decompose with difficulty is calcium carbonate. The first one, decompose easily is copper 2 carbonate. Number 2, decompose very difficult. With the difficulty, we have calcium carbonate. And finally, we have does not decompose at Bunsen temperature. So potassium is very reactive metal, so the carbonate of both the metals are very stable and they required high temperature to decompose. So we have the answer for number 26 would be B. 27. Molten iron from the blast furnace contain impurities. The process of turning the impure iron into steel involves blowing oxygen into the molten iron and adding calcium oxide. What are the reasons for blowing in oxygen and adding calcium oxide? So the answer for this would be carbon is removed by reacting with oxygen, and adding calcium oxide react with acidic impurities making slag. The answer would be A. 4 iron nails are added to 4 different metal sulfate solution. In which solution does a displacement reaction occur? The answer for this would be copper 2 sulfate. Which statement about pure water is not correct? You can see from A, B, and D is correct. But except C is not correct. It turned cobalt to chloride paper blue. 3 processes is C the answer. 3 processes in the carbon cycle are shown. Methane react with oxygen, producing carbon dioxide and water. What are the processes this? Can we say there is a combustion? Okay. Number 1 is combustion. Number 2, carbon dioxide and water are absorbed and used by plant to make oxygen. Can I say that is a photosynthesis? Yes, it's a photosynthesis. And finally, oxygen is used by living things to release energy. So this is a process of respiration. So the answer for that is A. In the Haber process, nitrogen and hydrogen are reacted to make ammonia. The forward reaction is exothermic, and which condition produce the maximum yield of ammonia? If you look at here, in order to produce, during the Haber process, to produce ammonia, so we require about 400 to 450 Celsius, which is considered a high pressure, a high temperature, and we have about pressure 200 atm. Default for atm is only 1 atm, is a default value. But in this case, it's 200 atm, so we consider it's a very high pressure. So the answer for number 31 is A. Which process used to prevent iron from rusting involves sacrificial protection? So this is the process of galvanizing. C. 33. A student suggests 3 uses of calcium carbonate, which is limestone. So, does it like calcium carbonate is used for manufacture of cement? Yes, number 1. Is used as a manufacturer of iron? Yes. And number 3 is used for treating alkaline soil? No. So, what we have is the answer for number 1 and 2, which is A. One of the reactions used in the manufacture of sulfuric acid, which catalyst is used to increase the rate of this reaction? So the answer will be vanadium V oxide. Ethanol is made at industrial scale by the fermentation of sugar or by the reaction of ethane with steam in the presence of suitable catalyst. What is the disadvantage of making ethanol from ethane rather than by fermentation? Because it's a non-renewable raw material is used. Which statement about compound is the same homologous series is correct? So, do they have different physical properties? Yes, they do have a different physical properties. And because of that, they have different number of carbon atoms. So, number 36 is D. 37, increasing the number of atoms in one molecule of a hydrocarbon increase the amount of energy released when it burns. What is the correct order? Methane require high energy, but in terms of releasing the energy is less. The first one, less energy release is methane. Number 2 is followed by ethane. Ethane is require high energy when it burns, but in actual fact, when it release energy, it will be the second state. It will be the second after methane. And ethane, which require less energy, but it release more energy. So it's ethane. So the sequence will be methane, ethene, and ethane. So the answer will be 37D. An organic compound P reacts with zinc to produce a gas, Q. So what do you think this is the answer for this? What are the P and the Q? So the answer will P will be ethanol acid and the Q will be hydrogen. 39. Alkane undergoes substitution reaction in the process of UV light. Which equation represents a substitution reaction of ethane? So I would say is that the answer for number 39 is B. When ethane plus chlorine, it will produce chloroethane plus hydrochloric acid. So C2H6 plus Cl2 to produce C2H5Cl plus HCl. And finally, number 40, which substances are natural polymer? Let's look into carbohydrates are natural polymers. They are made up of change of sugar molecules. And protein are natural polymer that are made up of a chain of amino acid. So the answer for this case would be number 1 and 2, which is 40A. Okay, with that being said, I would like to wish you all the best in your study. Please subscribe to Jom Studyla YouTube channel and follow me at Jom Studyla Instagram. And customized notes are available at http://beacons.ai/Jom Studyla, or you can access the Beacon page via Jom Studyla Instagram. Thank you so much and see you later.